I found, and I addressed this just recently in an article that I published, was the fact that some estate planners are not intentional about asking people of color, their clients of color, potential clients of color, to consider charitable giving. It doesn't even come up in intake in the conversation. And my point was that, if you want to see changes, you have to eliminate unconscious biases. Don't assume that people of color don't have the assets or resources to create these legacy gifts. But it really requires a change in mindset, not just from the estate planner's standpoint, but also the donor. And once I believe that seed is planted, they can have that aha moment, like, oh, I never thought I could do X. Well, that's why we're there to plant those seeds.
Absolutely. Yeah. When you're mentioning this, it brings to mind the story of a woman. I believe she was in Mississippi, and she probably lived to be in her, I want to say either 70s or 80s, maybe even longer than that, before she passed away. But she worked as a housekeeper most of her life, working for families there in her area. She did not have much of an education. I'm not sure she even made it to like the 4th grade, maybe. But what she did was, during this hard work she was doing, she saved a lot. And she managed to actually make a 6-figure gift to one of the universities there. I believe it was Mississippi.
Wow.
Yes. And this was one of the largest gifts they'd actually received from an African American. She had never attended even high school, but she made a gift to that university for students of color, if I remember her story correctly. Mm-hmm. Yes. And it was significant because she'd never earned much. By the way, what we would consider a high income person, she was not that. So when I hear stories of that, I know that many of us, we have the ability, we need to follow through on that legacy piece for our giving.
Wow. Yeah, that gave me chills. The fact that, it was just from her heart. And it just underscores what we've been talking about, that we as a community, we give. Absolutely. We just need to empower those gifts to work beyond that one generation. And that, I believe, is a key to building that multi-generational wealth that we're striving for.